Is that okay for you?
Yeah, so that sounded great.
My name is Frank Duggan, and I was Cha in the infamous Cha and Miah.
I have population in that pool and giving up drinking. Oh, why? They don't like the baths.
At a meeting way back in 1969, I met Michael Twomey, and that was the first time that our paths crossed. And he was thinking of putting on a show in the Opera House. It took a bit of time, obviously, to organise it, but he came up with the title Summer Revels. And it was his show entirely, from top to bottom. He wrote the material for the sketches, he chose the singers, he chose the choruses, he chose everything. And it stood the test of time because it ran for 21 consecutive years.
Hey, Doctor! Is this Trevor's saloon?
This is Trevor's hairdressing salon, if you please.
All right, keep your hair on. There's an appointment made for me here by my girlfriend, that's me.
And what's the name?
Hussy. The one and only Clanger. Hussy.
Hussy.
That's it.
Right, I have it here. Clanger. I knew the name rang a bell.
You know, listen. I didn't want to come in here at all, you know. But the girlfriend, that's me. You know what she said? Don't believe this now, don't believe it. She said that this hairstyle is going out of fashion, right? And that I need something normal, like, you know? And anyway, she said, the spikes sticks in our face when we're how's up there, you know, but anyhow.
My name is Deirdre White. I was a member of the Mountford Singers for over 40 years, and during that time we did 21 years of Summer Revels when it was in its heyday. For the most part, Summer Revels became our lives, for the whole summer, because we rehearsed for months on end, and then we had a show that went on every single night of the week for the 7 nights, for maybe 6 weeks. In a row, and so by the time October came, we were all like almost devastated, looking for something to do, because it had become our lives for the entire summer. It was our social life as well, and we were amateurs, so we weren't available during the day to rehearse. We had to come in the evenings, for our rehearsal period. That was all done in the evenings after our day's work. But it was our social life. It was where all our friends were. We socialised during the shows, we socialised after the shows in the evening. Sometimes 11 o'clock at night time we were all heading off over to a Chinese restaurant for something to eat so we could relax. And then there was the thrill of the fun we had, really, listening to the new sketches, getting to grips with the comedy scenes, and it just was our world, I suppose, really, for the entire summer.
As regards Revels, Michael normally came up with all the scripts for the sketches and for our own act, and we obviously had our own rehearsals, but then when coming near to the opening night, we go through the whole show, and we had our own spot usually, I think it was just before the interval. That would last about 15 or 20 minutes. And then we do a shorter spot in the second half. And then we also helped out in the sketches. I remember one night we were doing a sketch, a seaside sketch. Bill O'Connell was in it, and Paddy Comfort. And as I say, it was a seaside sketch, and we were all in either swimming gear or shorts. So anyway, I went on in my shorts, and Billa was already on the stage, and Billa says, "Look at him, I've seen better legs hanging out of a nest."
Bringing the show together at the time was a mammoth task, really, because, as I say, everybody was on an amateur basis. We had a wonderful wardrobe mistress, Sheila Healy, who is now 94. She'll kill me for saying it, but wonderful lady, sharp as a razor, still, still designing costumes in her head. The Montforts always had new outfits. Eileen Nolan, our director, would have invested a lot of money in our new costumes for each year, and sometimes we would have 3 or 4, 5 changes maybe, so there were always some additives. Some costumes were almost recycled, reused, revamped to use again, maybe 2 years after we'd used them originally. There was an awful lot of money spent at the time on the arrangements of our music. That was all arranged professionally by a wonderful man, Michael Casey, a Cork man, but working in Dublin, and he just arranged all our music for us. He did everything in 4-part harmony. He arranged all the orchestra pieces, and it was just done on such a professional basis that it was, for an amateur company like the Montforts were, the whole production really was very professional for its day and for its time.
I tell your friends to come in. We'd be delighted to see them any night. To all of you, thanks again. Safe home. God bless you.
Hi, I'm Killian Collins. I'm co-directing Summer Revels 2024 with John O'Brien, and we're leading a wonderful team of creatives, of writers, and some fabulous performers for this new production.
The Summer Revels is a variety show. It's live music, it's sketches, it's comedy, it's magic, it's circus performers, it's a show for the whole family. It's an explosion of fun and joy.
John and I are really honoured to have been kind of handed the mantle and the challenge of reviving Summer Revels, which in its day was a super iconic comedy sketch show with some fantastic musical numbers. We're bringing a more integrated approach to this new production, where we have a fully professional ensemble of 17 different performers drawn from the worlds of musical theatre, comedy, circus. And it's a full-on sketch comedy show with a storyline threaded through it and some big, huge musical numbers from a full ensemble of singers, dancers and actors.
We met some of the original cast and we had a lovely tea and coffee and scones talking about and learning from them about the old show and what it was, and we were quite inspired by that, and now the challenge is to make our own version of it.
The thing I'm enjoying the most about Summer Revels is the collaboration among such a varied and dynamic group of amazing professional performers, writers and creators. We've got a super blend of emerging artists and established artists. There are some iconic Cork performers involved in the show: Trevor Ryan, Michael Sands, Declan Wolfe, all coming together with some amazing younger up-and-coming performers who are really coming through. And there's going to be a great blend of all forms of disciplines and just massive entertainment in a really, really fun, joyous, spectacular show.
We've been kind of developing over the last maybe year and a half of what it might be, and trying to shape a script and make it into a kind of thing. And then as we've been casting different characters, bringing their creativity to make something that's really integrated.
So in this brand new show, we've tried to integrate comedy sketches and musical numbers in a thread that involves a company of performers putting together the Summer Revels show, where you also get to see backstage into the world of those performers and their colleagues trying to hold the show together, which should create a world of great energy and shenanigans and caper.
Audiences can expect beautiful, musical theatre, songs and dances, comedy sketches, fast-moving show, live band, circus performances, some magic.
I want the audience at Summer Revels to look riotous. I want them on their feet, having an absolute ball, having a really, really great time. That's what it's all about. That's what we're trying to do from the very beginning, was create a joyous, entertaining, uplifting, fun, energetic show that really is for everybody and is super inclusive for the young and old and everyone in between. And no matter where you're from or how long you've spent in Cork, or whether you're a tourist or you're someone who's been living here for 100 years, there's something in this show for you and you're going to have a really good time.
We have some references to the old Summer Revels and celebrating the kind of history of all of that and the history of variety in Cork Opera House. But it's a whole new show with a whole new cast, and it's for 2024 and for right now.
It was iconic in Cork at the time, and I think it's well time for a new production of it and for a new version of it that's brought up to date. Theatre has advanced, theatre schools have cropped up all over the place. Young children from 5 years of age are in musical theatre classes now, and I just think that there's a huge opening for it. So it's such an enterprising idea, and I just can't wait to see it.
Well, it's all very well to be looking back, but now it's the time to look forward. And I am certainly looking forward to the new Summer Revels, which will come on in July. And I am absolutely sure that they will come up with a very, very good show. Comedy, music, dancing, it's all there. And that is the nature of the show, all-round entertainment. So I'll be wishing them good luck, and I will certainly come and see them. And I'll be armed with a few...
It's an absolutely wonderful project. It nearly brings a tear thinking of all the stuff that we did, and I so look forward to going to see this new production.
This show is a celebration of Cork artistry, humour, musicians, circus performers, magic, children, all of a celebration of Cork talent.
This to me feels like, on a personal level, it's an evolution of various different versions of the Opera House that I've been lucky to be a part of. I feel like the company we've put together is part Brian Flynn company from several years ago through all those pantos and amazing musicals. It's part John O'Brien company from a slightly different world of epic and amazing legitimate productions, and it's also, I guess, part Killian Collins company, that it's kind of a new thing, blending those worlds a bit in what should be recognisable as an opera house production that connects all those things together.
Jesus, where did that come from? You'll have to be cutting that. God almighty. I just want to be back there, you see. I just don't like growing old.